school doesn't define me, you can have a degree and still be an idiot. When I was in the 12th grade, I had only 3 subjects. I would probably get my children to do homeschooling as well, because it's just, for me, it's better to do homeschooling than what the public school offers. Hi guys, welcome to the Reynald channel. Today I want to share my experience as a former homeschool kid and my experience as a Romanian. In Romania, homeschooling is not illegal nor legal, so basically it's in the gray area. This was my experience and I'll be sharing you my story today. So the story starts in the 5th grade, when one day my parents came and announced to me and my sisters that we will leave the public school and we will enroll into the homeschooling program of a Christian conservative school. The school was a Mennonite school, and so a lot of the things were Mennonite based and Christian based to be exact. One note is that the school was in English, so in the first year we had to redo the first 4 classes for the first 4 grades. That's so that we could catch up with English. It was quite hard because to be honest, I didn't understand that much in English. I was using Google Translate all the time. So how does homeschool work in general? And I'll be explaining to you. Well, in the first 8 grades, there are 3 mandatory subjects: math, English, and reading. And every 2 years you take an exam. Of all these 3. Apart from these 3, you can choose your own subjects. Like, for example, you can choose if you want to do social studies, biology, science, Bible study. If you like, they have a Bible study. I did Bible study since the 6th grade. Now that I explained to you how this kind of works, let's get back into the story. Okay, 6th and 8th grade were kind of difficult for me, not because I didn't understand or stuff like that. It's because we moved from the city, from my hometown, and we moved to another part of the country, and the years were kind of depressing for me. I didn't have that much friends. I was struggling. I didn't want to get out. I was like all day staying inside. I was just depressed about life, and I think the teenage years are pretty difficult in general, because you go from a kid to you're growing up from a kid to to reaching the adult phase, and we grow the entire lives, our entire lives. Also, there is the note that we had inspections. We had people that are appointed by the school, verified people, that come and do inspections to see if we're doing our chores, if we are there with our daily studies. They are also the people that give us the annual exams, and the final exam for the 12th grade. Okay, now moving to the high school. So I'm gonna explain to you how high school works in the American system. Basically, to finish high school, you need 22 credits. Well, what are these credits, you may ask? For example, for every subject, you get a credit. Let's say you take math, okay? Math equals a credit, And so for every subject you take, you accumulate a credit. And so, for example, if my 9th grade consisted of 6-7 subjects, then those were 6-7 credits. In high school, you can take more. You have a more variety of stuff you can learn. For example, as optionals, you can take IT for 1 year. You can take carpentry. You can take drawing as a subject, as a separate subject. You can take financials. I'm gonna explain to you a bit about my 12th grade in a minute. I absolutely enjoyed the last years of my high school for a couple of reasons. When I was in school, I used to be a lot of a math guy. I loved math. I loved calculating. I was good at math, if you can say so. Like, I was doing fast calculations in my head without needing a paper sheet. But in high school, the thing is that I switched to literature for a couple of reasons. I loved apart from math, I always loved to read. So a lot of my literature in high school was a lot of reading, and there were cool stories. I remember a couple of lessons from the 11th grade in literature on how to formulate a valid argument, and the way you should express yourself in an argument, so that at least you don't look like a fool who is not aware of what he's saying. And I absolutely love that part of the lessons. I also love the stories that were meant to be helpful in our life. And so then we have math. You can choose two types of maths, if I'm aware. You can choose the academic math, like the academy math, or you can choose a generical math. I didn't enjoy math in high school, especially algebra. What I really loved about homeschooling is the fact that you have so much free time. When I was in the Romanian public school, we didn't have that much time. We had a lot of homeworks, and if I wanted to learn something apart from school, I wouldn't have that much time left, especially if you take in consideration the 5th to 12th grade. It's a mess, because you don't have free time. Ever since 6th grade, I started getting a lot into video editing, and so I enjoyed this part, and I was on my crappy laptop, and I was trying to do video editing, and I didn't have a camera back then. So what happened is that I switched from video editing to motion graphics, and for a period of my life I did a lot of motion graphics. They were stupid, they were plain, but I did a lot of pocket money with those. Also, the fact that it's very flexible, like you can do homeschooling literally anywhere. Like there were times when my parents left us at the grandma's, and we did homeschooling, and we did school there. This is something I really enjoyed about homeschooling, that you're flexible. There are a lot of missing perks. I'm an introvert person, but one of my sisters liked a lot to socialize with people. So in homeschooling you don't get that much to socialize apart from church, So I really didn't mind about socializing, because to be honest, I didn't care that much. I was kind of super introvert about it. One thing I also loved about homeschooling is the fact that it helps you develop your own ideas. I don't need to be a sheep just because my school says so. The school doesn't define me, you can, like even Elon Musk said, you can go to college and still be an idiot. You can have a degree and still be an idiot. And homeschooling forces you to think for yourself. It gives you the opportunity for you to develop your own ideas and your personal opinions. That's something to love about homeschooling. Funny story about homeschooling: when I was in the 12th grade, I had only 3 subjects because I had a lot of credits gathered, so I needed like two and a half credits left for the 12th grade. So I said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna have only math and English, and I'm gonna get this financial book. And it was a very nice book. It was about how to make an economic plan, things to invest in and things to take in consideration if you really want to invest. And also there was how to keep a track of your money, and also they got into the biblical sense of economy and stuff like that. And so I really enjoyed that course. Okay, now to the exam part. There are a couple, and the thing is that in Romania, Romanians are pretty nasty when it comes to letting people that are not a part of the public school system into college, and it can be a mess. Romanians are scumbags sometimes. I kid you not. Like the Romanians in the public system are scumbags sometimes. I'll give you that. So from what I know, there are 3 types of exams you can take. And for example, there is the CAT, which is the exam I took. There's the GED, which is the general exam everybody in the US is kind of taking, and it's accepted in Romania. And there's the SAT, which is the exam that is like international. It's like one of the most well-respected internationally exams for graduation. I took the CAT. CAT is not that well received. It's not well received in Romania. Actually, nobody accepts you with the CAT in Romania. From what I've heard, they accept you with the GED. But why did I took the CAT? First of all, I don't believe in college that much. I believe that I gather enough skill for my craft, which is video editing and photography and videography, and I really believe in self-learning. But if you really want to go to college, maybe you want to become a doctor, maybe you want to work to become an engineer, you need a degree for that. CAT comes from California Achievements Test, and so basically how does it measure your level, your academical level is based on grades. The maximum grade you can get is like 13.6, which means, so what does it mean? Well, for example, you should get, usually in the CAT, you need to get around 12 so that you can be considered like you did really great. Basically, that's the level of the grade you are in. If you take above 12, like let's say if your grade is like 13, that means that your academical level is prepared for over the 12th grade. And so 12 is like the one you should aim for, and if you take above 12 you're above that level, from what I understand. Basically, the Californian Achievement Test is a test based on problem solving. You can't even prepare for this test. It's simply based on your academical level. It's like an IQ test. You can't prepare for an IQ test. You need to develop a lot of problem solving, and this is what homeschool does. You develop problem solving. My parent is not in the room. I don't have the teacher. I gotta solve this somehow. In math, you have like 30-50 exercises of fast calculations, like you say you do 5,236 times 2026. You have to do this in amount of like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So there's a lot of this in this type of exams. You gotta be fast, you gotta do it fast, and you gotta do it right. There's like a real type of exams. My CAT final grade was around 13.5 out of 13.6. So basically in the States, to be, I think everywhere in the world, what it matters a lot is the average of your grade. For example, GPA, I had a 3.69 out of 4 GPA, so that's pretty high in the States. If I was to go to a university or a college in States, I would be most likely accepted. If you want to do college in Romania after homeschooling, is you gotta do the GED. And now you may ask yourselves, well, what is the name of the school I was part of? I was part of the Christian Aid Academy. It's a school, I'll put the link in the description. I really love working with them. I think Mennonites are very serious when it comes to this type of schools, and they're pretty serious people. I didn't have a bad experience with them per se. They're pretty nice usually. They're not grumpy or annoyed or pissed off like the people in the public Romanian schools. They're pretty nice, and they love what they are doing. And when people hear I did homeschooling, there are two types of reactions. It's either, hey, that's cool, that's nice, and I wish I could have done that, or the other one is like, this guy's probably stupid. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's so stupid he had to do homeschooling. That's the type of reactions you get in Romania. Usually people open to homeschooling are young people, and people that think homeschooling is kind of are people that are old, elders, or people from my parents' generation. We got a lot of grumpy faces from the families and friends. Oh, what do they need to do homeschooling for? Oh, you're making them antisocial and stuff like that. I was called antisocial. I don't mind. I don't care, to be honest. I mean, I work in photography, and I did weddings, and It's not like I'm antisocial or stuff, or that I reject humanity or society as a whole. There are a lot of benefits and negatives about homeschooling, but it's up to you. Homeschooling makes you think, right? You're not nerding out books and for exams. You just need to prepare your mind. That's the homeschooling way. My recommendation is, if you want to do homeschooling, do homeschooling. It's really nice. I'll probably get my children to do homeschooling as well, because it's just, for me, it's better to do homeschooling than what the public school offers. And even in Romania, I know I didn't miss out a lot. If I did public school, I would probably be a drug addict, or who knows. It's very hard to stay innocent, and it's very hard to not get into entourage or follow your entourage when you are at the age of 16, 17. You gotta take that in consideration. That was the reason why I was homeschooled, because my parents said, I don't want Lorraine to be hanging out all night with drunkies or people that drug, or who worse. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of long, I know, but I just wanted to share my experience as a homeschool kid. And so if you want to support my work, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.